Hi, this is my final for my study abroad art class. I'm sorry, I'm just having like thoughts. But yeah, what's the difference in art and non-art? For me, the difference is whatever you want it to be. Like there's not like a concrete rule. But for me, it's like if you're somewhere and it doesn't convey any emotion to you, I, that's not art. Or my like because if I wall like let's say like I grab a T-shirt and that T-shirt I just say it's cute like oh yeah it's like whatever, then it's not art because it's not like I'm not having any type of admiration or happiness or just like even intrigued at looking at it. So I don't think it's art. But then if I go and see like a handmade, like knitted with some type of design on it, and I'm like, wow, I can see the effort and I can see like how cute it is, and that just brings me happiness. Like that's what I can see art, but they're both just like a shirt, but they're like the differences of the art. Then, how is seeing art in person instead of a book different for you? For me, I don't know. I don't usually see art in pictures. Like no, art in books. But like I can say like it's really different because it's just you're you are there to see it and you feel more close because literally you're like a couple feet away from the actual piece and you're like wow I can and sometimes you can be like more close like a few inches and you can really see the strokes on the paint or you can feel how how much effort was put into I don't know where to put myself. So yeah, like it's different because you can appreciate it closer and more detailed than a picture on a book. Because sometimes you zoom in and it's just pixelated, but if you go like to the actual piece, like even if you zoom in, you don't see pixels. You see like actual lines, strokes, and all that. So that's pretty fun. What do you think about people risking their life for some of the art you witness? Is something brave. It's really mind blowing because in that time it's like, oh, if you don't do this, you're gonna like just beheaded and all that. So I was like, wow, I could never. Like, right now, I'm not as passionate for anything to die for my beliefs. So I'm like, wow, that would take like I know, I mean more likely, a lot of people left that just because they didn't want to die. But the ones that did it and they still die, they're like heroes of their time, on my opinion. Explained moments you experience wonder. This was really tough for me because now going in retrospective, I don't think I felt wonder that many times because we were like rushed in most of the places, like the early museums on the day because we had like other things to do after it. So I was just not like wondering and be like, wow, it's so nice. Like I probably did, but right now I cannot pinpoint like one exactly moment. But it was like really that, like just like, oh, hmm. But the two I can recall right now is the contemporary dance and the orchestra in Vienna because since it was the last thing on the day, I was really just like, okay, I'm gonna just relax, sit back, and see what this brings. And then I was like, wow, it's like, but what if the like I remember on the orchestra when they start doing the champagne song. I was like, how are they making the sound of the champagne? Like that was a genuine moment of wonder. Or like on the contemporary dance, I was like, okay, what's coming next? Because I'm thrilled. Like I don't know what's going on, and I want to keep on seeing like what's coming next. So yeah, that's like the two moments I experienced wonder. And then, how do you think this trip and your experience will affect your future self and why? I don't know. I think it's too early for me to say like, oh yeah, it's gonna change me for good, for bad, neutral. Like, for me right now, it haven't changed me that much. It just gives me another perspective of like the world and that, which I think I already was pretty open minded, and I'm still am. I don't think, I don't know, like how much, but maybe later I can reflect on this and be like, because maybe it's still so fresh, I cannot change it, or like I cannot think in retrospective that much right now. But I think it just like it challenged me up to be like, I mean, I'm still battling with like business like social anxiety. Like right now that I'm on my own, I'm like, I get nervous and going places, but I mean, I hope this helped me a little bit to overcome that. But I think that's just like me, and I know myself when I'm gonna go through that. But yeah, like as of right now, I don't have any life changing matters of this trip. But yeah, thank you.